Our episode begins with Melfi, who is extremely happy with a fruit that has a fragrant scent. Everyone gathers around her and asks, "Are you happy, my lady?" She tells them, "Yes. I have drained as much of the magic from the fruit's flesh as I could, but it stores most of its magical energy in the seed inside. So, we must remove the core before the energy leaks out, and then measure the magic energy contained within the core using this tool." Everyone is surprised by what Melfi can do. She is truly a genius girl. Melfi attempts to peel the fruit but struggles. Lillian asks for permission to take over the task. Lillian uses the knife, but she also can't manage it. The captain tells her to use the heel of the knife, not the edge, and takes the knife to show her how. She manages to pierce the fruit, and Lillian continues the work. Melfi pats Lillian gently and says, "Bravo, well done, my dear. The skin was very thick. You should add a note about that." They ask her, "How will you measure the magic energy with this tool?" She explains that this magical tool detects the magic energy that has been penetrated. There is a small hole inside the needle, and a magic circle within the tool itself activates. They praise her, asking, "Did you invent this design?" She answers, "Yes. My goal is for everyone to be able to eat monsters safely. It would be pointless if I hoarded all this knowledge. Ultimately, I want to distribute tools like this to people so that everyone can easily prepare monsters for food." This gives you a visual indicator of the magic energy, which is very reassuring. Suddenly, the tool begins to glow intensely red. Melfi thinks to herself, "Red? What does that mean? Is there still a lot of magic energy left inside the fruit? We should remove the seed." The Knight Commander cuts through the fruit completely until she reaches the core of the seed. They are surprised by its beautiful aroma. Everyone is shocked. It smells extremely sweet, very different from the one they ate weeks ago. The previous one had a greenish tint, but the scent wasn't unique like this. Melfi begins analyzing the situation. The red fruit might be unripe, meaning it could contain toxins that might cause diarrhea or acute gastroenteritis, requiring antibiotics and IV fluids. She removes the seed and measures again. Thankfully, there is no signal, so they can eat it without fear of stomach pain. Everyone is happy. Melfi attempts to try it on herself first. It looks like jelly. However, the Knight Captain stops her, saying, "No, my lady. We won't sacrifice you. I will eat it first and see if it affects me." Everyone argues over who gets to eat it first to sacrifice themselves for the others. This is love, my friends. But without a word, Lillian takes a spoon and tries it without permission. She finds it very sweet. Everyone eats some, and they are truly happy. Upon eating it, oh my, fruits can have a sharp sweetness, but that was completely absent in the other fruit. They spent the whole episode just tasting, my friends. Finally, they thank the princess for allowing them this experience and teaching them so many things. She tells them, "We're all like siblings here. We must discuss our matters and consult one another. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to do anything." She had never eaten such a delicious monster tree fruit before. If she hadn't recalled what Mulan said, she wouldn't have known what to do at all, so she is very grateful to them. She then tells them that she will present it to the Duke now. Ulian wonders if he will actually like it or not. Melfi assures her that she is certain he will love it, as it is delicious. Furthermore, she is very pleased and cannot wait to share this delightful flavor with the Duke as well. He also went through a miserable experience with this fruit, so she wishes to wipe away those bad memories. She brings out a board for them. When they ask about it, she answers that it is to protect the cut surface from the air, which maintains the fruit's freshness. Then, she places the flask she used for magic energy extraction on top of it to cool it down. They are dazzled by what the princess is doing. Blanche Lospil then apologizes to her because she had never believed her. Although she had pledged loyalty to her, she had rudely misjudged her and did not expect her to be this serious. Melfi laughs in their faces and tells them that there is nothing to apologize for. They don't know much about her yet, and she doesn't blame them for thinking that, since they are still getting to know her. In fact, she jokes, "I plan to do evil things." They are shocked by her words, so she quickly changes the subject to clarify. She tells them she will do naughty acts like opening the window forcefully or scattering dragon dung all over the courtyard, and worst of all, hoarding all the delicious monsters for herself. Lillian cries, asking how her heart could allow her to do such a thing. Melfi continues her joke, saying she might eat a dragon without anyone's permission, decide she hates the Duke, and return to martial raid. At that exact moment, Roger is standing there and hears her words. He is shocked by what she says and asks her about it. Melfi is terrified of him. He tells her that this is a sad turn of events. He then asks if he did something to deserve this anger. She answers that she was only speaking hypothetically and that it is impossible for her to hate him. He replies that he is used to being hated. Melfi interrupts him, insisting that she truly never feels that way. She realizes that she might have hurt him deeply without thinking. Blanche Lawspill steps in and speaks up, saying that she was the one who made Melfi say that. She had asked about her good heart and what evil deeds she might commit, wanting to determine if Melfi was worthy of standing by his side, as their eyes had been clouded. Melfi asks them not to say such things, as they shouldn't reveal all of that. Lillian finishes the explanation, saying that Melfi simply wanted to eat the delicious scrimwood fruit and share its delightful flavor with him. Melfi gets flustered because Lillian brought that up. She thinks to herself, they aren't wrong, but it's so embarrassing to hear others say it out loud. Her embarrassment deepens when Lillian adds, "I want to see that happy face you showed earlier, Your Highness. You were smiling so wonderfully when we were talking about Prince Roger. Your eyes were sparkling like a maiden in love who wants to get married." Melfi is mortified by such scandalous talk. Prince Roger can hardly believe his ears. He seizes the opportunity and bursts into hysterical laughter. He had been eavesdropping on them for a while and knew everything from the start. Melfi tries to escape, but Roger catches her. He apologizes to her, admitting that he knew everything and just wanted to tease her a little. She apologizes to him as well, saying, even if it was a joke, I shouldn't have said those things. Roger admits that while he knew she was joking, hearing her say she would hate him did actually hurt his heart, even though he was the one to blame for eavesdropping. Melfi wonders how he managed to get in. He explains, I entered through this door. My room and this room are connected by an inner door. I usually keep it locked, but this little thing inside my cloak happened to wake up. He then presents her with a gift, a very cute little puppy. She is overjoyed with it. However, the puppy had been separated from its parents and is lost. They plan to search for its parents and bring them here as well, Roger tells her. It is said that the first duke to rule this land had a beast like this puppy, though it was fully grown. Since then, this creature has become a symbol of the family. Melfi asks to feed the puppy some monster meat. Roger agrees to let it eat dragon meat and orders the Balance Company, or Blanche's group, to bring some food. Roger speaks to Melfiera, saying, we can finally relax. Melfiera replies, excuse me, your highness, but touching the puppy feels even more wonderful. Roger responds, but I prefer this. Touching your hair comforts me. Melfiera thinks to herself, it is the duty of the Lady of Galbraith to comfort and appreciate the Duke, but this is extremely embarrassing. She then asks Roger, your highness, are you hungry? And brings him the fruit. Roger is amazed by it and tells her, I don't have pleasant memories of Scrimwood fruit, but this scent is promising. Melfiera replies, I am sure it will surprise you, and asks, what do you think of the fruit? Roger answers, it is delicious. The taste works miracles for my exhausted body. I could eat this forever. He then feeds Melfiera. She says to him, it is the taste of sweet joy. Then Blanche and Lillian speak up. Blanche says, all right, it's ready. The puppy runs to the food and eats from it. Melfiera asks, when will this puppy fully mature? Roger replies, he will become independent in about a year. To grow fully, he requires 4 meals. Lillian says, we wear this badge with pride. Have you ever seen a mature Sirius before? Melfi tells him that she has only seen one in an encyclopedia, but she is certain that it is a sacred beast. They watch the dog as it eats, finishes its meal completely, and then relieves itself. We then see the prince telling Melfi that they must find the puppy's mother. Melfi asks him, how long do you intend to keep him? He informs her that he will release him once he is capable of finding his own food. She asks, didn't the Grand Duke own a Sirius dog? He explains that was merely a legend. We then see everyone playing with the dog, looking very happy. The prince mentions to Commander Lillian that when she was young, she used to follow Blanche from place to place, declaring she wanted to be a knight. Melfi wonders to herself how long Lillian had harbored that dream. Becoming a knight at such a young age means she must have worked incredibly hard. The prince then remarks that 6 months have already passed since the Losville workshop crafted Lillian's sword. Melfi asks if a smithy made her sword, and he explains that Blanche's husband is the head blacksmith there. The prince asks Commander Blanche for her opinion on Melfi and whether she could wield a sword. Blanche tells him that Melfi uses blades with great skill and care, but she must be accepted by her husband before he agrees to forge a sword for her. He will demand to meet her face to face. Melfi becomes nervous, wondering if her husband would accept her skills if he saw her butchering a monster. The prince asks for her decision, and Melfi immediately agrees to meet him. The next morning, Melfi shines in a magnificent dress. She speaks to herself, saying, it is finally time for my debut. I must convince everyone that I am worthy of being the Duchess of Galbraith. I am the infamous villainess, so the words of others do not scare me now. And so ends our episode today of this wonderful anime. To watch the final episode next week, please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all updates.